All right, I think we are live, and it looks like Hangouts is going away. At least that's what it's telling me up here later this year. So there you go. I didn't even know that. Well, welcome in, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Mouse Madness, episode 34, and tonight's going to be a good one. Kind of. I don't know. We're going to get into this a lot tonight about what's basically going on with Disney lately. So I hope everyone is doing well. I appreciate you being here. Thank you to everyone. But before we get started, obviously we want to go out and say hi to a few people and a few kind of mousekeeping we need to do. Obviously, first we'll start with Dean over at the Live Place, liveplace.com. Family-friendly live streams throughout the week. Monday through Sunday, you can find the stream. If you're looking, you'll find one for sure. Be sure to check them out. Liveplace.com. Dean over at Dreamers Empire does great stuff. Also, our two partner channels, Steve at Steve's World, and he does fantastic stuff as well. He goes live on Monday nights with fun streams. Be sure to check him out. And he goes live with me on Saturdays for Sports Night. So Steve's World, please check him out. And, of course, our other partner channel, Dan from Disney Dan. Dan goes live on Saturday nights as well, just before us with Disney Fiasco. And Dan does lovely streams and vlogs throughout the week as well. He has Food Fridays as well, so check him out too. We're very honored and grateful to have two wonderful partner channels. But I want to say hi to a few people in the chat because there are tons of people out there in the chat right now. And thank you to everybody who's here. I want to say hi to John Hazelton. Welcome in. Rob Fuzz. And before we go any further, tonight, before we're done, Rob Fuzz has been my community spotlight channel for the week. Every day this week, and I will tonight before we're done, I've been posting, Rob's channel, promoting it, spotlighting it, finding videos that I think are really cool to put out there to make sure they get some views and clicks, and make sure you go out and support Rob's channel. He's great. He's on his way to 2,000, and he's just well deserving of it. So, Rob, congratulations on that. And I'm honored to have you as a spotlight. And we're going to go over his 10 questions before the end of the night. Rob sent me the answers to the 10 questions I've been sending everybody. So we're going to get to that as well. It's going to be a really fun night. Also, we have Brian in here, Brian Eisenhart. And Brian booked his Disney trip. Brian will be in Disney in October. Brian, that's awesome, buddy. I'm really excited for you. Samantha Lowe's in here. Samantha's been going live lately, too, on YouTube. Be sure to check out her channel. Joseph Andrews, thank you for being here. Miguel Benitez, thank you, brother. I appreciate you being here as well. And we're going to get into it in a little bit about these annual passes for sure. I mean, I've already called the police. They're robbing us, as you can hear them going by. Let's see who else we have. Chris Phantom Gazer's in here. Enhance your calm, Walt. No, it's all good. But we are going to rant a little bit tonight. Sippity Doodad, Patrick's in here. Good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Steve from Steve's World. There he is. Steve, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Disney Eyes in here. Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Definitely. I'm not sure if it's Kyle or Jessica, but if it's one or the other or both, thank you for being here as well. And, we're going to have a good time tonight, guys. Dougie's in here. Hey, Dougie, good to see you. Disney Dan. Dan's in here as well. Dan, thanks for being here, bud. I appreciate it. And we are definitely going to talk in a minute about the whole pass holder issue because Donna Rizzo, welcome in. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here as well. Thank you very much. There's Donna Jaworski. Donna is just one of the most incredible people I've ever met. She did me a really big favor today. Donna, thank you again for that. I just think you're wonderful, and I won't get into it too much, but thank you again, Donna. You're wonderful for that. She is really an amazing person for sure. Yeah, it's really late for Dan for sure. But a lot's going on down at Disney. Of course, D23 is coming. It's right around the corner. We all know that. And, of course, Kyle is chatting, but Jessica is in the room. Very nice. Well, welcome both of you for being here. I apologize I wasn't able to make your stream a little bit earlier because I got a new phone. So I've been trying to work on this thing. Now, I used to have, for those that don't know, the old phone. This is it right here. This old guy. As you can see, when I look at it, look at the size difference in these two phones. It's incredible, the difference. This is the old one that I used to have. This is now the new one. So for me being blind, I can now see whatever's going across. So we finally got new phones. I've been trying to hook that up. So I apologize that we weren't able to make your stream a little bit earlier. But thank you all for being here. And look, I get it. Disney's got a lot going on. Okay, their stock is probably the highest it's been in a very long time. Things are going well for Disney. lots and lots and lots of expansion, reimagining, refurbishments. Movies are doing great. I totally get it. But how do I say this without being totally negative this entire stream? Because I don't want to be. I find this to be extremely, extremely upsetting. And to me, it's nothing short of just a cash grab. Now, again, I want to hear from everybody in the chat. And for those that don't know, overnight, Disney raised their annual passes, the pricing on annual passes. And we'll get into what they were changed to. And you guys can correct me on some of this if I'm wrong on it for sure. Phones are mental. It used to be all about making them smaller. Now they're giant again. I know. It's true, Dougie. It's absolutely true. Kyle says, new phones, I want one now too. Well, I'm going from iPhone to Android, so it's going to be different for me. I'm a little scared. But when I look at this, I get it. Now, there's a lot going on with Disney. Again, they've now opened up over at Disneyland. Galaxy's Edge is open. And I personally think down at Walt Disney World, this increase in the annual passes is Galaxy's Edge related. In my opinion, could be totally wrong. This is how I see it. They know what's coming. They know people are going to want these annual passes. They know people really want to get into these parks, and they are just gouging us. I'm sorry. I hate to say it. I love Disney, but I'm not giving Disney a free pass every single time they up prices on everything. They've also upped the prices on the parking. Parking prices have gone up as well. Let's read some of the comments. Chris says, yeah, they have the 2020 packages up too. I priced my April trip. I literally could go to Pop Century for the same price I went to Port Orleans for 2016. Yeah. Miguel says, I'm a capitalist and all that, but it's clear they are squeezing out the lower middle class. And I'm going to get into that as well, Miguel. As they cater to the more wealthy, they sell more merchandise, more food, and reduce the wait times a little bit. Well, yeah, it's also about, unfortunately, pricing people out because they understand that these parks are getting popular, more and more popular, and they can only hold so many people. So how do you do that? You alienate. I hate to use that word, but it's true. And they're getting to the point now where certain families can't afford to go. It's not just about annual passes too. They're increasing the ticket prices every single week, every single year as well. And this wasn't just a small increase. It was a big increase. And we're going to get into it. Thank you, Donna, for that. I appreciate it. Adventures of David and Aaron, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Captain Akron, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Brian, good to see you, buddy. Next October. I'm sorry. I thought it was this one. Cargo's in the house. Hey, Cargo, thank you for being here. I appreciate you being here. But I see this as a cash grab, and I think that Miguel's got a good point. I think they're trying to, not necessarily trying to weed people out, but they're trying to do a little bit of managed control on attendance. And they think that by increasing these prices, some people will have to say, I can't, and then they'll wash their hands of it. I don't know. $4,500 for 8 days. I get it, Brian. It's incredibly crazy. And I think what they're doing is they're really trying to see how much people really love Star Wars and if they'll pay these prices. We're very lucky. We got our passes just a few months ago. We got it just in time. And let's go over some of these. And again, anybody in the chat, if I'm wrong on some of these dollar amounts, you let me know. I'm kind of reading it off what I see online. But you have the Premier Passport has gone up. I think from what I see here, it increased. This is the one for Walt Disney World and Disneyland admission. Went up $150 from $1,900 to $2,099. That's a big increase, $150. That's a lot. It keeps increasing, yet we keep paying it. Well, I'm going to get into that in a minute, Kyle, because I'll be honest with you. I hate to say it. There is a number for almost anybody. Yeah, and what Miguel said is the truth. You may have to cut back. Some people will go less and less. There is a number that for Melissa and I, that if it gets to that number, we'll have to find a way to cut back or something. So, yes, we pay it, but there is a cap to that. Nobody will just keep paying it forever. They also have on the Disney Platinum Plus annual pass, no Florida residents price increase, non-Florida residents, price increase, $225. It went up $225 from $994 to $1,219. Florida residents and DVC member on the Platinum went up $150. It went from $849 to $999. Let's see where okay, I am on the computer now. Hey, y'all. Good to see you, Steve. Thanks for being here, buddy. I appreciate it. So that's an issue. The Disney Annual Platinum Pass, we just went over that one. Now, the Gold Pass actually went up as well, and we are Gold Annual Pass members. Gold went up $90. It went from $609 to $699. Look, these are huge increases to folks. That's a lot. If you got a family of 4 and you need annual passes for everybody, which maybe you don't. I know a lot of people say if you got 1, you got 4 technically. But if you guys want to get into the parks at any time, you need the annual pass. So that's a lot. That's a lot of money. I mean, that's like $100 per person. If you have a family of 4, that's a $400 increase per year. That's a lot of money. And if you're doing the platinum, you're looking at a $225 increase. So a family of 4, that's $900. That's $1,000 more. That's a lot. Dougie said, I hear you can get good money for internal organs. That's true. You can. It's crazy. And Chris Phantom Gazer says, they chased me off property. I can spend $1,500 less on just where to stay by staying off-site. By the way, price jackups and the parking. Yeah, I agree. You know, hey, human person, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're here. And I know that Josh and Jenna and them are going live tonight over at Hollywood Studios. So thank you, everybody, for being here. I definitely appreciate it. And I hope the quality on the screen, I hope it's a good one. I hope it's not too bad. Make sure you're in 720 or whatever you can get into. Make sure it's kind of good, high quality for sure. And I apologize. Hey, Rob Fuzz is in here. Hey, Rob, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Miguel says $90 and we have to pay for 3 passes. It really adds up. It's true. And then as your children get older, Miguel, that'll become 4 passes because you got one that's young enough now, but at some point she's going to get to the point where you have to pay for her. So then you'll be at 4. So these really, really add up. And Kyle says it is odd that they did this during the dead of night too. Well, that's why they do it. I really think it is. That's just my opinion. Margaret Lewis, welcome in from Louisville, Kentucky. Well, welcome in. Good to see you. Zachary Pollock, welcome in too. Good to see you, buddy. Donna Rizzo says, we were in Florida in 2016 and only had 1 day to run into Disney. We got a 1-day hopper for $5 and it was over $700. But we only had 1 day, so we paid it. I get it. I mean, that's the thing. But it's not cheap. I got to run busy on the morrow night, folks. Good night, Dougie. Thank you, buddy, for being here. I appreciate it. No problem at all. Tonight's going to be a lot of ranting. But we'll talk some fun stuff, too. But thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Zachary Pollock, welcome in. Good to see you. Zachary says, hi, I'm just joining. I was watching Resort TV 1, but decided to come over. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. They'll be there when we're done because we're not going to be on for maybe an hour. So I appreciate that very much. Adventures of David and Aaron says, we're very thankful that we're 2 hours from the park in California. Yeah, well, it's true. I mean, if you're 2 hours from the park, maybe if I'm understanding your philosophy here, you're less likely to go that often. Maybe you don't need the annual pass. Yeah, would welcome in. Kay, good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. So these, to me, these price increases are not subtle. These are big knocks to the head price increases that go into effect right away. So if you're somebody who's about ready to renew and you're a family of 4, a family of 5, and all of you get it, now what are you going to do? Especially if you're doing platinum or premier, you may have to go down a level. Now, for some people, you know what? If you don't want to be in the parks during the big, during Easter and spring break and the holidays, maybe you do want to be down in the gold area or silver area. But if you're somebody that likes to be in those parks and wants to have no blackouts, this could be a big bump in price for you. So here's how Steve looks at it. He says, here's how I look at it for me. Is it awful that it went up? But Memory Maker comes with an AP. My ticket Memory Maker for my trip in August will be $837. AP is $1119 or just $282 more. That's true, Steve, but times that by 4 people. And here's the thing. I don't know, man. I get it, but over time, this is going to keep going up, and it's going to keep going up. I just think it's a huge, huge jump to go up that much. But again, it could be me. Again, I'm not being negative, folks. I'm just kind of disappointed. I love Disney, but I'm not going to give Disney a pass every single time just because I love them. I mean, they have to be held accountable at some point to the understanding that you can't just increase prices all the time without feeling it. I mean, they also increased the prices for folks to park their cars at night. I mean, that's, I don't know. I mean, I love Disney, don't get me wrong, but I think at some point you can kind of stem that for a little bit of time or take gradual increases. I mean, they used to do that. Steve says, I will save more than that on my room discount, free parking, and 20% discount on everything. That's right. If you have all that, Steve, but not everybody has that. And not everybody does that. A lot of people, they just want to go and they may have certain times they can go and can't go. They may not be able to get the free dining. They may not be able to go during the value seasons. So this kind of thing, I get it. You're right. I mean, that's part of being such a big Disney expert is the fact you know the discounts, how to get them and things like that. But not everybody has that. So Margaret says, if you ask me, this is control the crowd by reducing APs. They are populating the parks by package and day trippers. Yeah, I agree. I think it's control the crowd pricing as well. It does add up. Absolutely. Hey, Michael Riley, welcome in, buddy. Good to see you. Everybody say hi to Michael. Kyle says, this is why I have started to make a habit of enjoying Disney World outside of the parks. I have taken 2 solo trips and had a blast without even going into a park. Yep, I agree too. I agree with that, Kyle. Good point. I know that is why I said it is for me. We always get 1 pass for our family. Yeah, I agree, Steve. Well, again, for some, it may not be a big deal. I think for others, it can be. And I think that's what we're seeing in the chat. This is a lot of people are seeing that it's not good for others. For others, it may not affect as much. But I think the majority of people, Disney's about family for the most part. They are getting more to couples and singles. You're seeing people go solo a lot more often than you might have in the past. But I still think the majority of the people that go down there are families. Miguel says, I understand they can't make it really inexpensive, but when you hear Walt's vision, I can't help that's been lost a bit. Yep, it's true. He always took pride that his parks didn't nickel and dime you. I agree, but then again, the cost of what it made, I guess it's kind of a give and take. Do we want the state-of-the-art rides, the unbelievable effects and animatronics, and the incredible theming? All that's going to cost money. Do we want these giant theme park worlds or lands like 14 acres of Star Wars land? Or do we, all that costs money. And I get it. And I get that it costs money. But I think Disney gets 20 million people a year, if not more than that, in just Magic Kingdom alone. I'm not even looking at the other parks. They get a lot of people in these parks. So I get it, Miguel. I totally get it. Anytime we go to Disney, we stay off-site. Yep, I understand that. John says it's all a money-making exercise at the end of the day. Look, they're a for-profit company. I totally get it. They have every right to make money, and they do make money. Hand over fist. They make tons of money. They make it in the merchandising. They make it in the food. Even with the free dining, overall, they get some of that back, too, with the rack rates that they do on the room. So it's not quite you're getting a major, major deal. They make their money. They definitely make their money. It's all, let's see here. Margaret says, so why not increase the passes to the point that folks can no longer afford it? They may get to that point. Margaret, I think at some point we will get to the point where some people are priced out. I hate to say it, but I think that they will. I have family members that I know can never go. They'll never go. They can't afford it. They can't. They just can't go. Part of it is because they just don't make a lot of money, and part of it is because they just couldn't afford it. There's no way. So that I can tell you, I know families personally that are priced out. I know other families that just can't fathom paying that kind of money. Not that they don't even not have it. They just won't pay it. So that's the other thing. But that's all right. I mean, I guess that makes the parks less crowded for me and you and everybody else. Let's see here. Michael Riley says, Walt, I will be in Walt Disney World next week. Also, do you know what tomorrow night's Diz and That topic is? Steve, if you don't mind, buddy, let them know what tomorrow's This and That topic is, buddy, for Michael Rowley, if you don't mind. I know it's something I can't remember. Oh, Toy Story. I think it's all about Toy Story tomorrow night, Michael. Rob says, I agree. I love Walt, but he was a businessman first and foremost, and that was so long ago. It was. It's different time now as the train goes by. Sorry, everybody. It is tough to say what Walt would do. I think Walt's all about making money, but I think Walt also would be able to put it in perspective. But it's a different world today. It's a different world. I don't know how he would do. Let's see what else we got. And the chat's jumping, guys, and I apologize. I'm having to go there. We could always hope for a recession. Kyle, you never know. Maybe that'll lower the prices again. But if it does lower the prices, then the parks will be crowded again. So who knows? Miguel says, I'm actually considering DVC, giving up the AP. I love the resort so much. I could enjoy 4 to 5 days vacation at the resorts and just go to the park one day or something. Well, that's true too. That's the thing about Disney. It's no longer just about the parks. Disney Springs is its own resort, in my opinion. There's so much to do down there. I mean, is its own theme park. That's what I meant to say. The resorts themselves are fantastic. Tons to do there. Tons of activities. So Miguel, you make a great point. Chrissy Osho, welcome in. She says, hey, yo, I'm ready. I'm already priced out after this last trip with 3 disabled boys. It's tough on us. I believe it. I believe it. And Rob says, that's the scary thing. Disney World has never been this crowded. That's true. And part of it is because of all the fantastic things. It's all the IPs they bought. It's all the great technology that they have. They really know what they're doing. Look, the parks are busier than ever, and everybody loves it. And I just think this is a major cash grab. They didn't have to increase prices, but I think it's cash grab and crowd control. Margaret Lewis says, I was in a DVC chat last night, and they said they were going to sell their interest because we're being totally priced out. Well, again, that's the thing. I can see that. Donna says, I think the problem is they're going against the foundation of the company. Families are being forced out because they can't afford it. I understand that. I really do. I mean, they're middle class. Look, in the world we live, it seems like the middle class is being forced out and phased out anyway. I hope not. I don't want to get to that point, and I don't want to get political. But it seems like we're getting there more and more as these prices go up. You know, there's going to be a time when we're not going to be able to afford to go. It's sad, but it's coming, and I hope not, because I love Disney. We love it so much. This is why we do what we do. This is why we stream. This is why we go to the parks. This is why we have this community. I just hope that the people in Disney can foresee this. There are a lot of us that really love to go, but we also need to be able to afford to go. Let's see what else we got. Hey, Diz Life of Ours. Welcome in, June. I think it's June. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. Everybody say hi to Diz Life of Ours. They say the price increase is insane to me. We just had one. That's a $900. That's true. I agree. They just had an increase, and you're right. It's $900 for your family, just like that. Fifth Gate, Disney Springs. Kyle, it's funny you say that. I really think Disney Springs is almost like a Fifth Gate. It's not, but there's so much to do down there. All the food options you have. There's entertainment down there. There's so many different things that you can do. You have bowling. You have the movies. You have all the street entertainment they have. There's really a lot of stuff to do at Disney Springs. It's kind of like a Fifth Gate. Let's see here. Rob says, we stayed at lesser hotels between our trips to Disney World, paid about $1,000 more. Yeah, I mean, it just depends on what you want to do. Why they should have done is not have the monthly program. Yep, that's true too. Yep. Let's see what else. Disney Life says, when we started going to Disney, we had to pay up front for passes. Yeah, I think that's one thing. Disney Life, I'll say this. If you're outside of Florida, you don't get the month. You can't pay it monthly. I think the monthly is just for Florida residents. If you're outside, like us, we're not in Florida. We live in Maryland. We had to pay up front. We weren't allowed to do a monthly pay plan. I wish we could. I would actually do Platinum or Premier if I could do that. At least now. Well, maybe not now with the increase. But so we don't get that option. I think it's just for Florida residents. Yeah, and that's true. Rob says it's true. And do you think the base ticket increase is far behind? Well, they've been increasing the base tickets, and I don't think you'll see a base increase for a while because of the fact they did this with annual passes. But they might. You never know, Rob. We'll have to keep an eye on that, buddy. It might. Donna says she thinks it's coming, and they just might. They've been doing it, and I think they do. Maybe part of it is. And again, I can't see inside their brains. Maybe they do want some sort of crowd control, and maybe they feel this is the way they have to do it. And Kay, they may not see a drop in the park attendance. You might be 100% correct. Yeah, Rob says he was so surprised Disneyland for one day. The ticket is around $170 for one day. That's a lot. We were talking about it last night. You can go to Hershey Park and get an annual pass for Hershey Park for $170. That's an annual pass. You got to pay that's a one-day ticket for Disneyland. It's crazy. Now, don't get me wrong. Hershey Park is not Walt Disney World. Not even close. It's not Disneyland. But that just kind of puts it into perspective. Yep, it's very expensive. And I appreciate everybody in the chat for really chiming in and giving opinions, because this is what it's all about. It's about learning, getting other people's opinions, maybe seeing a different point of view that you would not have seen. So that's good. June says, well, Steve says they keep raising them and people keep going. So, but Steve, I'm telling you, that'll stop. That'll stop. I've already said it. There is a threshold from Melissa and I. And when they hit that threshold, as much as I don't want to, I'll have to stop. So you're right. People do keep going, but that will be something that will stop over time. At least it will for me. I won't have a choice. It's not because I want to. It's because I'll have to. June said, I don't think the park will get less crowded because people still will pay whatever Disney wants. I think so, and that's true. I do. But I think for some people, we'll see. I mean, I know we say that all the time, but we'll have to see. Kyle says, we still have to buy our tickets for November. Got to get on that before they jump on too. I agree. Get them before they jump. Margaret says, been to Walt Disney World over 15 times, lost count, and Disneyland 3 times. Now, sometimes I much prefer Disney California. DCL, gotcha. Oh, it was my phone. Sorry, guy. It's a better experience, relaxing, and for the bucks, a better value. Certainly do eat better. Right. Hey, Ray J, welcome in. Good to see you. AJC Magic TV, welcome in as well. Here's what I'll say. It's all about value. Okay? It's all about value, and that's a great, great point. Value is what's important to me. I will pay something, and I pay it because I feel I'm getting value. Okay? I pay the price I pay with Disney because I feel like I'm getting a good value. I'm getting good entertainment. I'm getting great memories. The food is wonderful. The character experiences, all that stuff. But at some point, that's going to stop because the value isn't going to be there anymore. That's the issue. Where there has to be value. I'm not going to pay an annual pass for $2,000 for an annual pass. I don't feel like there's going to be value there, but I could be wrong. At some point, it will stop, but by golly, they are determined to find it. Yeah, they are. That's true. And Steve says, oh, I agree, but until people quit going, they will know they are not going. They are not at that ceiling. That's true, but it's unfortunate that they want to get to that point. Yeah, I agree. Kay said she was thinking about possibly getting an annual pass for the next trip, but now she's not sure. Dislife says, I remember going to the parks on Super Bowl Sunday, and it was always empty. Then the monthly payment plan started, and boom, the crowds. I agree. It's a good point. Sippity do that, Patrick. Welcome in, buddy. I don't know if I said hi to you. Yes, value is there for now. It's true, and that's the thing. It's all about value. You have to have it. Donna says, I remember when they were low attendance times when you could walk on most of the rides. Not anymore. It's true. And here's what's really going to be funny to a lot of people. Part of that is our fault because we give free advertising to Disney when we stream from the parks, do our vlogs from the parks, and people can go on YouTube for free and watch our videos and see how much fun we're having, and it's free advertisement. In the past, the only way you saw any kind of Disney advertisement is on TV or on the radio. Out of sight, out of mind. It's in your face every single day now if you're on YouTube. We give them free advertising. I think that's part of the reason why you see these increases in the parks. I really, really do. Prince Charming Dev, Resort TV 1, Spokesman, Michael K., you name them, WDW Couple, you name it. Disney Dan, all the biggies. I think that's part of it too. Donna says, let's see, Chris says, at least for the moment, that break-even point on annual passes versus regular tickets is going up. You can do a 10-day park hopper ticket for the period I'm going for $638. That's way off the new AP cost. Yes, it is. True. Chrissy Osho says, we wanted to get an annual pass in October, but can't do it now. I already work 2 jobs. I know, it's the truth. Miguel says, to be clear, it's not wrong of them to raise the price. I just don't have to like it and can complain about it. No, it's true. Look, everybody says it. You can raise a value is what people will pay for something. And these people must be finding value in this because they continue to pay it. AJC Magic says, I can go for 45 days with tickets and room for the cost of an annual pass. There you go. See? Margaret says, depending on the personal economy, there will be a saturation point. Yes, there will be. Disney Fanatic, welcome in. Good to see you. Yeah, it's kind of working. It's in and out. It just depends. So I appreciate you asking. Yep, great chat room tonight, everybody. Absolutely. I really love all the information. Definitely a lot. Yeah, we are. We are free. June, I just feel like we are. We are free advertising for Disney, which is fine. I have no problem with that. Part of the reason why I make the videos I make, and we don't make a lot of vlogs from the parks, but when I do it as memories for me. You know, it's kind of like the old days when you used to do the filming and you used to have the videos that you would watch with your family to remember yourselves. Well, now you have YouTube for that. You can download a video and it's there forever. But we are the advertising for Disney. It doesn't cost them anything either. And more people are seeing it and they're going into the parks because of it. I know people already are saying, hey, I watched these videos now. We're going to Disney. Chrissy Osho causes so many. Donna, he does. Dan's a troublemaker. Is he still in here, by the way? He must have went to sleep. Chrissy Osho says, we stay off-site and not on resort, so I guess we'll be going to other parks. Then I guess when those increases at those parks, maybe they will be down again and we can go back. Yeah, I understand that. And that may be something too. It's unfortunate because I really enjoy what's called the Disney bubble. Everybody knows what the Disney bubble is. We literally will not leave Disney if we don't absolutely have to. When we go there, we want to be inside the Disney bubble. We want to be at the parks. We want to use their transportation. We want to see all the stuff. But there may be a time when we have to start thinking about staying off property. Even though we have DVC, if it doesn't behoove us, then it's going to be something we'll have to think about. Or other people, not even necessarily us. Maybe that's a bad example. But other people, they may say, you know what, I can't stay on property now. I have to stay off property. I understand all of this, just don't like it. Yep, it's true. Yep, cruises are very expensive. My goodness. It's all that Beverly and pickle. It's true, Donna. Stupid economy, booming and causing prices of everything to go up. I know. It's crazy. And David and Aaron say we want to experience a Disney cruise. We're going to have to go save and plan. It's true. Those are the things that you have to do. You have to save at this point for these types of trips. And you have to save for years. You know, with us, we didn't go every year back in the day because we had to save a couple years at a time to come up with enough money to go on these trips. We have DVC now, so we don't need it as much because the room's already paid for. But we still have to kind of find the money. Well, not now because we're annual passes. But in the past, we would have to wait a year because we had to come up with the money for the tickets, too. As soon as Disney raises prices, Universal Studios is next. Absolutely. They go back and forth, especially now that they have the new Hagrid ride opened and other things coming. Yeah, they'll raise their prices, too. I hope Dan went to sleep. It seems like he never gets any rest. It does, Kyle. It's true. He's always awake. Rob, thank you, buddy. I appreciate it. Rob says he has to run, pick up my wife at the airport so soon. No problem, Rob. Well, I just wanted to thank you for making my channel the community spotlight. Thanks, Rob. I appreciate it, but you're most welcome, and it's well-deserved, pal, for sure. I appreciate you as well. Be careful picking up your wife. And, yeah, we'll do the 10 questions before the end of the night. Someone say Beverly and Pickles. Yes, they did. Disney Cruise we can never do. It's like $8,000 now. It's expensive. It really, really is expensive. Yep. SeaWorld and Universal offer deals. Well, Disney offers deals. See, that's the thing. It's not that Disney doesn't offer deals. They do. They're not the best deals, but you can get some here and there. But it's just they know they don't need to offer a ton of deals because people are going to come. So it's unfortunate. That's why you're seeing less and less of the free dining as well. Because in the past, one of the major perks to going in these so-called slow times was Disney's free dining. It's a way to get people to go during a time when Disney would be historically slow. Well, they don't have those historically slow times anymore. They just don't. January and February, November, early December, late October, those were always months that were supposed to be the slow times for them. Not anymore. And they've done whatever they can to make sure of that as well. You have the Arts Festival. Festival of the Arts in January and February. You have the Halloween parties and the Christmas parties in November, from August to December. You have food and wine. You have flower and garden. You have all kinds of different events going on, after hours events, this, that, and the other. They do a lot to make sure that there's always something going on to keep people, pique their interest, keep them having incentive to want to keep going back all the time. There's never a dull moment at Disney. And that's fantastic advertising. It's smart. It's incredible. It's incredibly good marketing. It really is. And it shows because the parks are packed all the time. The problem is what they don't see yet Let me read this from David in there. It said, I would almost be safe to say what we would spend on a Disney cruise, I could probably take my friend to Barcelona, Spain, and back. Yeah, it's true. What I think Disney misses in all this is overall, money's great, attendance is great. But is the experience the same today? Your Disney experience, is it the same type of experience that you used to get 10 to 15 years ago? Is it as magical? Do you feel the magical experience the same as you did back then? And that's a question I think Disney isn't answering because they're just looking at the raw numbers. I would almost, yeah, it's true. That's just my opinion. Chrissy says they needed to get people in the parks. They did it, so now they're trying to clear it out. Kind of like a back and forth game. Yep, kind of. I agree. Back in my day, they used. Kyle says back in my day they used to beg us to go in, get on Dumbo. Now these kids with their Insta thingies and Snapograms cause the lines to get longer and longer. I know it's true. Shep family, welcome in. Shep, good to see you, buddy. Thanks for being here. Hope you're doing well. And Rob says it. He doesn't think it is the same experience. I'll be honest with you. I don't know. I think, I don't know. I don't want to say it. I think that I've had better experiences. I can tell you the last trip we took wasn't the best experience, and I'm hoping that was our fault. And Melissa knows what I'm talking about. I'm hoping that was our fault. That's the hope. We're going to find out in August. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see for sure. But, yep, the increases are coming. Increases in parking, too. So if you're not a DVC member, you're going to have to pay for parking. So that I don't like. And now they're increasing the pricing as well there. It's unbelievable. But the overnight parking charges, let's go over that as well. Yeah, it's true, Chrissy. Bad the Disney depression for sure. Yeah, and that's the thing, Miguel, and that's why I bring that point up, is the Disney experience is the value for me, okay? That's my value. I go to Disney on my trips, and I'll pay the price. But when I leave there, I better be flabbergasted with the trip I just had. I have to be in awe of the trip I just had to the point that I'm like, oh my God, what an amazing trip, worth every penny. That's now coming into question. That's my issue. As much as I love it and I still do it and I highly recommend it to everybody, I still say to everybody, you got to go. But that's the value for me. That's the experience that I have to have. June says, I need a Disney job. It's true. It's true. Kyle says, I'm more upset with the parking increases than the ticket price hikes. Hey, Disney Nerd Herders, welcome in. You guys are really close. Almost time to go on your trip. Good to see you. I hope you guys have a great, great trip. Now, speaking of the overnight parking charges to increase at Walt Disney World hotels, this is where it really gets interesting. Standard overnight parking charges per resort category. So the value resorts are now $13 a night, the moderates are $19, and the deluxe are $24. That's what they are right now. I'm sorry. They're going to, value is going to $15, moderate's going to $20, and deluxe is going to $25. So the bigger increase is everything's going up $2 for value, $1 for moderate, and deluxe. That's a lot. I'm sorry, it is. That's a lot. Miguel says, I'm also big on loyalty. I see APs as giving their loyalty to Disney. It used to feel like the perks were worth it. Now the loyalty doesn't seem to run both ways as much. It's true. I feel that way with DVC at times. I think they've done better now than when we first started DVC. When we first started DVC, I didn't feel like they really looked at us at all. I didn't see any loyalty. But now they have different things. They've given us like previews to Pandora, previews to other things. They have the DVC events, the Moonlight Magics now and stuff like that. That's all great. They're getting there with DVC. I'll give them that. And Rachel Susik, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. So I get it. There's a lot going on with these prices. But again, it's nickel and diming us everywhere. All these different other things that you do too. The different shows, the dessert parties, the party for this, the party for that. Now you're going to the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween party. Well, now they have something else you can do, some kind of Cruella de Vil special event. You got to pay $100 extra on top of that to do that. So not only are you paying $100 just to go to the party, now you got to pay another $100 to go to this Cruella de Vil special event to the party that you're already at. Thank you for that, Noah. I appreciate it, buddy. At this rate, we may never be annual pass holders or DVC members. It's not cheap. It's definitely not cheap. Aiden M, welcome in. Good to see you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. Jim sent you over. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate it, buddy. It's been such a busy day. That's who it was. It's Jim tonight. Colin and Jessica are on Thursday night. I forgot. I apologize. Thank you, Jim. I appreciate you bringing everybody over, buddy. But definitely a lot going on there. Kay Atwood, and we're coming up about another 5-7 minutes, and then we'll get into the community spotlight. Kay Atwood says you have to pay for your ticket, hotel, and a parking place at your hotel. I understand paying to park at the parks, but not at a hotel. I'm with you. I don't get it. I mean, you have to pay at the hotel and then the park too. Did anyone hear when possible dates may be for annual pass holder previews? Nothing yet, AGC Magic TV. Nothing on dates. And not only that, the annual pass previews, they're not for all of them. Silver and gold are not included. It's platinum, premium, and those. It's all the higher end ones that are getting the preview. So if you're a higher end one, you're in good shape. Donna says, no, you have to buy them, but at a discount rate. What was that on? I'm sorry, I missed that part. If you are DVC, do you get free passes? No, but you do get a discounted rate for sure. You also get discounted rate on the Mickey's Not So Scary. You also get a discounted rate on the Mickey's Very Merry. You also get a discounted rate on the After Hours events. So there's some perks there. Miguel says, let's see, if I get 1,500 subs, Walt, I am riding the teacups. Oh my God, Disney nerd, Charlie, you're funny. I can do that one as long as we don't spin too badly. I can do that for sure. 6 or so years ago, Miguel says 6 or so years ago they did a villain night and it was just part of the regular ticket. Now it's a whole separate event. Yep. And you know what, Miguel? They learned from that because if you remember that night, it was called Unleash the Villains. I remember it, and it was a disaster. They had so many people lined up outside. It was like a 6 to 7 hour wait just to get into the park. It was, if I'm thinking of the same thing, it did not go well that night. I remember that vividly. I remember watching about it, reading about it. It did not go well. It's great that it was free, but I think they learned a lesson with that. Oh my gosh. Yep, Toy Story trivia this week. Don't worry, no spoilers are included. Good. Margaret says it is not the same experience as the late 80s and 90s. There was a real change in management style in the early 2000s, and it has intensified. Yeah, absolutely. The parks are the cash flow. Disney is a huge conglomeration, and it relies on the park system for cash. Yep, it does. So when they can increase profits from the parks and maximize productivity gains, fewer people doing more work. Oh, yeah, absolutely. But you know what, Margaret? That's everywhere. I see that with my job. We see fewer people being hired and more people doing, and the people that do keep getting more and more work pushed on them. So it's not just Disney. That's kind of across the board. Everybody, thank you, Donna. I appreciate that very much. Thank you for the love, everybody. Please hit that like button for me. I think we got 30 watching and 23 likes. If you guys don't mind, please hit that like button. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. I do have a new video coming out. I'm trying to finish it up, talking about scooters and ECV rentals in the parks as well. Talking about prices. We're going to get into that in the video that'll be coming out. We'll talk about kind of the pros and cons. Should you go through Disney? Should you go to an outside source? We're going to talk about that in my next vlog video coming out really, really soon. So look for that as well. But thank you, everybody, for being here. Please hit that thumbs up button. I'd appreciate it. Charlie, I am not doing the Beverly Challenge. That's those guys. Chip, we'll be here. Thank you. Appreciate it. They're going. Margaret says they're going to it. This is not party of the Walt Disney philosophy. No, it's true. Yep, it's true. But I did also hear, and this is really, I want to get on kind of a positive end to the show tonight because I know we've been talking about all the prices increases and stuff like that. And next Tuesday, the 25th, I think that's next Tuesday. Yeah, we get to book our Fast Passes. Now, I know Steve and a few of the other ones get to book it even sooner than that. But next Tuesday on this show, Melissa's going to be with me, and we're going to talk about our Fast Passes, what we booked, when we booked them, what times we booked them for. We're going to get into all that next week. It's going to be fun. Hey, Stacy and Stacy Rogers, welcome in. Juan Rodriguez, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Everybody, please hit that button, that like button. Can't talk tonight. I'm sorry, guys. But I did want to talk about Disneyland is making me mad They got rid of the coffee cart outside the castle. Oh my gosh. It's true. Yep, Fast Passes are coming up really, really soon. Next week. I can't wait for it. It's going to be a lot of fun. Actually, I kind of get anxiety with the Fast Passes because I'm like, I want this Fast Pass. I want this Fast Pass. And then it's like, do I get it or not? Oh my God. It's funny. A dance off. Oh my God. Steve, if you and Shep do a dance off, I am taping that. My goodness gracious. That'll be fun. But for those that don't know, Disney minivan service has reached 1 million guests. Can you believe that they have had 1 million people use the minivan service already? Is it even 2 years old? It's crazy the amount of people. Alan Roberts, a.k.a. Gallantly Streaming, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Jack Sandy Claus Logan, welcome. Thanks for being here, buddy. But minivan service, it's hit a 1 year milestone. I can't believe it. 1 year. Well, I'm sorry, 1 million milestone. 1 million guests already have used the minivan service. And I'm wondering, everybody in the chat, has anybody used the minivan service at all? We haven't used it yet. I would love to use it, but we haven't used it yet. And Lyft is now the official ride share of Walt Disney World. So it's all Lyft now. No more Uber, just Lyft. And Steve is officially challenging Shep. So there you go, 24th. Dance off. Oh my God, you guys are so funny. Well, I think 999 have been Brandy and David. It might be, Stacy. I know they used it a lot with their last trip. Kyle, that's true. I don't think that I can justify it right now either, especially since with our next trip, we're taking our car anyway. So on certain days, like we're staying at Wilderness Lodge, if we're going to go over to Animal Kingdom, we'll probably take our car. Even though we can take the bus system, we'll probably take the car because we think it'll probably be more convenient. See here, my birthday is almost here, and I will be 49 this year. Juan, happy birthday, buddy. I am 49. Well, no, I'll be 49 too. What am I thinking? I'm jumping the gun. I'll be 49 with you, pal. Yep, Monorail. Good one, Aiden. Good, definitely. Chrissy Osho, good to see you. Yep, yeah, we'll have them next week. Let's see what else we want to talk about. But yeah, I've not used minivan service yet. I would like to try it one time. I just have to get Melissa to say yes. He doesn't want to use it. But all right. Well, there we go. Anyone who uses a minivan but Brandy and Dave, it's true. Yeah, they might all be Brandy and Dave. That's so funny. Yep, ECVs. Yep, we're going to talk about that in one of our videos coming up. 50 in November. Charlie, happy birthday, buddy. We won't forget. We're going to have a good time with that too. 50, the big 50. I like the bus. It's free. I like the buses too. The only problem I have with the buses, Kay, is I'll say this. Stay late. It's been a long day. Lots of people trying to get on these buses. If you don't get the first bus, and I said this in one of my previous videos, talked about closing down the parks, pros and cons. Man, you can miss out on a couple different buses, and you have to wait and wait and wait. Or you get on a bus that's really, really busy, and you've been standing and walking in the parks all day, and now you got to stand on the bus. You don't even get a seat. That's my only issue sometimes with the bus, but I get it. Donna says she's used the minivans a couple of times. It was nice, but it was before the new price structure. Yep. Belle Southern, welcome in. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Thank you for being here. Great to have you. Everybody say hi to Belle Southern for sure. Great to see you. Stacy said, when I lived down there in the mid-90s, I drove for Yellow Cab, so I really don't like the Lyft or Uber. However, I think I might try the minivans one time. I think we might too one time, for sure. Yeah, all right, Chrissy, that makes sense. But that makes total sense. With your situation, it's totally understandable to drive. Absolutely, yep. Pete McDevitt. Well, let's see. Pete, welcome in, buddy. Looks huge in my living room. 60. At least the O's and look sharp. Thanks, Pete. I appreciate that, buddy. Oh, yeah. AGC Magic said, if you get the lift, and welcome in, Pete. Good to see you. Pete McDevitt's in here, everybody. AJ says, if you get the Lyft discounts, I think Brandy and Dave said you can use them on minivans. Yeah, probably. That's good. I hope you can. Just for the experience of the van. Yeah, I would like to try it too. But with that, folks, I really want to get into talking about Community Spotlight because I want to end on a really, really positive note. For those that don't know, there's a lot of people in here right now, and thank you all for being here. I definitely appreciate it. I'm sorry to rant tonight, but I definitely wanted to go over this increase. We've been doing Community Spotlight for 3 weeks now. Rob is our third Community Spotlight channel that we've done. Our first two were, of course, our partner channel, Steve's World and Disney Dan. But we really have another great one this week with Rob Fruz. Rob's a great channel. Rob's been around for a while. He's very supportive of everybody. He does everything he can to support as many people as he can. He sends out notifications himself all the time. Rob's fantastic. He does Pub Talks. Rob does Frankie Fridays, and he'll go live here and there. If there's a big event happening or big news out of Disney, he'll go live. Just like last night, he went live for a little while just talking Disney. And it's great. And it's a good way that Rob does is to help bring the community together with that. He brings a lot of people on. Very welcoming to have people come into his streams. He does fantastic with that. And I apologize in the chat, folks, as I'm talking about Rob, because I want to really focus on Rob and his channel. So I apologize if I'm not seeing your chat. You're more than welcome to repost. I'll try to get to it. But I want to give time for Rob's channel for sure, and I appreciate your patience for that. But Rob does great stuff with that all the time. He's very supportive, has his partner channels who he supports extremely well all the time as well. You'll see him posting stuff all the time. Rob is always here for folks, and it's one of the things that makes his channel so wonderful as well. Plus, he does some really cool old videos. He'll have videos. I kind of promoted one the other day. I think it was a 1975 video. It was awesome. He does ones on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, old rides that are no longer around. Go check out his channel because he has a lot of great stuff. He has his Disney stuff, but he goes on special trips with work as well, and he'll vlog some of that. Rob just has a great channel. Be sure to check him out. But Rob's really close. And Rob, please correct me if I'm wrong. Yep. Really close to 2,000 subs. He's at 1932. He's so close. So if you haven't subscribed to his channel, go out there and do so. Or if you could share out his channel for others to subscribe, that would be great too. And he's just a fantastic channel, and we're lucky to know him, and we're lucky to have him in the community. And I think a lot of people that are in here are good friends with Rob, and I think we're very honored to know him. And I love his channel. I think he does great stuff. Check him out, especially the Pub Talks and the Frankie Fridays. They're a lot of fun. They really are. But I want to go over Rob's 10 questions. Now, I gave these questions to Steve, gave these questions to Dan. It's the same 10 questions, but obviously there's new with Rob, different answers, which is great. That's what makes this so much fun. Obviously, the first question I asked Rob, I asked this to everybody. When did you start your YouTube channel and why? And this is really cool. Rob says he started his YouTube channel in 2009, which is amazing. He's hitting 10 years on YouTube. It's great. Yep. But what's funny is he says he first posted videos reviewing the PlayStation 3 Move for a house party promotion, which I thought was kind of interesting to help promote those items. So that's kind of neat. Of course, for those that don't know, and Rob, I hope I'm okay to say this, Rob's kind of in media anyway, so it's really great. He's good at promoting, and this is part of it. So 10 years and 2 days for Rob. That's fantastic. And then I asked him, I said, well, what's the goal of your channel? What's the goal? And he says, my goal is to continue bringing fun content to my viewers and to do more live streams and to create more travel vlogs. That's great. And Rob's travel vlogs are really a lot of fun. And the streams, which I've been lucky enough to be a part of because he's invited me a few times, they're awesome. We have a good time. Always great topics. We have a lot of fun with them. And be sure to check them out. Absolutely fantastic. Next question, I said, what gives you the most... Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I asked him. I said, so what gives you the most pleasure and the most pain when it comes to your channel? Because I think we all have that. So he says to me, I love going live and having fun and interesting conversations about Disney and fun topics. Makes perfect sense. He enjoys doing weekly show. He enjoys doing his weekly show with his nephew, Frankie Fridays, and my friends on Pub Talk. I also love doing different stuff, such as streaming my older retro theme park videos. So there you go. So for Rob, he may not really have anything that gives him any pain when it comes to the video. So that's great. I wish I could say that. Maybe one of these days I'll answer these 10 questions. But that's a great answer to that question. Then I asked him, and this is where we kind of get into some of the fun questions. I asked, what Disney parks have you visited? And which Disney parks would you like to visit? And he goes, he's been to all the Disney World and Disneyland parks. He's also been to Tokyo Disneyland, which is fantastic. But he says his goal is to eventually go to all of them. That's awesome. I think that's fantastic. I think for a lot of us, that's the goal too, is to get to as many as we can, for sure. Absolutely. And then a couple more questions, a few more to go. I also asked him, what is your favorite Disney animated character? And I think this is kind of neat. He didn't give me one. He gave me two. He says, it's Buzz and Woody. Kind of combine them together. And you know what? I totally get that, because to me, you can't have Buzz without Woody, and you can't have Woody without Buzz. They're kind of together. I agree with that 100%. And he says he's really excited for the new movie as well. And I think we all are. Next question is, I asked him, I said, what's your Disney dream job? What would be your dream job with Disney? And he says, I think he thinks everyone's dream job would be an Imagineer. Yep, I agree. I think a lot of them, for most of us, it would be being an Imagineer. I can only imagine, no pun intended, how great it would be to be able to come up with great ideas and new ideas for everybody to enjoy. Yeah. And I think that'll probably be the universal. That'll be the universal answer for many people, for sure. I can almost guarantee it. And then I asked him, I said, if you could live close to Disney, would you? Rob gives a really good answer to this one. I like his answer. He goes, I have mixed feelings about it. I truly love the parks and enjoy going every so often. But he says, I'm not sure I could take the Florida heat in the summer. And that makes sense. And for a lot of people, that's a big decision. It's also a matter, when I say these questions as to, when I say, if you could live close, would you? It doesn't necessarily mean you bring your entire family, your children, your wife, or your husbands. Absolutely. But, you know, for me, if I could live close to Disney, but my 23-year-old son's going to stay here in Maryland, you know, that's a hard decision, because now I'm away from him. So look, if you're ever asked that question by me, when your channel comes up, be sure to really think about that question. Let's see here. Next question. This is a good one too. I said, rope drop or close down the park. So open the park or close the park. For Rob, he says both. I love going alone and doing whatever I want to do. And you know what? I have to try that, because I have never done that. I think I've gone into the parks probably myself one time alone, and it was because everybody else was back at the resort asleep, and I was bored and awake, so I went out. Rob says he stays all day. That's so funny. So there you go. Rob says he'll do both and he'll stay all day. That's a great answer. And then I asked him, I said, do you have a favorite video or stream that you've done? And Rob says, I love doing Shark Week. He loved doing Shark Week last year, and he's excited to do it again next week. I guess it's coming up. Shark Week 2, The Revenge. I love my obscure retro videos I create as well. I think the obscure videos, the retro videos, Rob, are genius. And they're unique. Not very many other channels do that. So I think that's a lot of fun that you do that. Kyle says, going alone is a must. So much fun, but still love being with friends and family. Yeah, I agree. Yep. Hashtag always promoting. Rob, that's okay, buddy. And then last question. And this is kind of the one that I think is important for everybody. It's how do you hope people describe your channel to others? And he says he hopes that they describe it as a fun channel featuring live streams, vlogs about Disney, Star Wars, movies, and my travels. And that's great. And that's what it's about. It's about having the right adjectives for your channel. Fun, exciting, family friendly, you know, integrity. All those things really mean a lot. And hey, the pain's getting to 2,000 subs, he says. But it's true. It's all about having somewhere for people to go to have fun watching these videos, reminiscing about Disney, sharing the love of Disney with people that are becoming close friends. And I think we see that all the time with this Disney community. And I think we're all very lucky to be a part of it. I know we are. And we enjoy it very, very much. So there you go. That's my top 10 questions to Rob Fuzz for this week's Community Spotlight. Now, Rob will continue to be the Community Spotlight through Thursday. Friday, we'll have the new one. We'll have our new channel for next week's Community Spotlight. I will announce who that channel is on Thursday's stream, so come back to go over that. That's going to be a lot of fun. I think you'll love this next channel as well. They're fantastic people, and they do great stuff as well. Yes, great answers from Rob. These are always fun. I love getting the questions back from everybody. It's just been fantastic. But there you go, folks. That is Mouse Talk for tonight. Don't worry about those annual passes. Keep loving Disney. Take your friends, take your families, have fun. That's the most important thing. More than anything else, it's about memories with your family and things to remember. And that's what I love most about it, I think, is as much as I think I would enjoy going to the parks by myself, there's always a little bit of empty feeling if I don't have people there to enjoy it with. And I really enjoy it. But thank you all very, very much. Again, a few shout outs real fast. Please, the Dean over. Thank you, Bill. I appreciate that. Thanks, Steve. I appreciate it, bud. Thanks, Zip. Dean over at The Live Place, theliveplace.com, family-friendly live streams throughout the week. Please go out there and check out their channel. This Happy Place as well with Dean. He does a podcast. Check him out. He does a great job with it. Dean, the Dreamer's Empire, fantastic. And, of course, my two partner channels, Steve at Steve's World, who's always extremely supportive, fantastic person, really a fantastic person. And I think we all know that. He's just, people gravitate to Steve, and there's a reason for that. It's because of who he is. He's very genuine. He's very giving. He's very generous, and he's just fantastic. I'm very, very lucky and honored to have him as a partner channel. And Dan, Disney Dan, fantastic. Same thing. Very generous, very giving person, very wonderful. I talk to Dan off stream, just like I do Steve. These are great guys that would do anything for you, and they have great content too. It's not just about being good people. You could be a good person and not have great content. They have both. It's fantastic. It really is. Thank you, Donna. I appreciate it. I hope everybody had a good time with it. And then other than that, guys, again, we're here on Tuesdays. We'll be back on Thursday with Disney Talk Thursdays. Saturday nights, Steve and I, we do a sports night. So it's a little bit off topic from Disney. We kind of finish up with Disney, but we talk sports. So come out to that as well. Steve, my partner channel, Monday nights, Monday Night Madness. My other partner channel, Disney Dan, Disney Fiasco, Saturdays at 7. Steve's Mondays at 8. Be sure to check all these channels out. Rob Fuzz community spotlight this week goes live on Fridays, normally around 4:30 with Frankie Friday, or Pub Talks here and there. Be sure to check him out as well. Somebody, if you could, please put a link to Rob's channel in the chat for him, please, so that if you haven't already gone out there, you have a quick link to get over there. Yep, please, yes, Michael, good point. Everybody, right as soon as we're done right now, head on over to Resort TV 1. Let them know you're in. Let them know you're coming from Mouse Talks live stream and that Mouse Talk sent you. I'd appreciate that. Who knows? Maybe it'll get us to 1,500 and I'll have to ride Tower of Terror. I don't want to ride Tower of Terror, but I'll do it. But I'll do it if we get there. But thank you, everybody, for joining me tonight. I had a great time with this. You guys are all wonderful. You're all our friends. We love everybody. And we don't just say that. It's an amazing, amazing community. Jim Moore Sunshine, please. Good to see you, buddy. He's at the monorail station at Magic Kingdom. Lucky him. And we need more sunshine, please. Thanks, Rob. Everybody have a great night. Right over to Resort TV 1. Let them know Mouse Talk sent you. Have a great night. Please take care of yourselves and each other, everybody. God bless. We'll see you all really, really soon. Bye, everybody.